Hey guys, I'm Aussie Villain and welcome back to our bid to find the best team in Major League Baseball history. Today it is the final of the preliminary rounds. It is San Francisco Giants, or the Giants franchise. Most of it, turns out, was in New York, which I didn't actually know, so I've learned something already today. So the teams that are going to be vying for this, we have 1905. 1922, 1933, 1954, which are all New York Giants, and then the one San Francisco Giants side is, of course, the 2012. So I had a draw off camera, and that has left us with the first preliminary game of 2012 versus 1922. Now, what's going to happen is that the closest loser of the two preliminary games will stay in, and they will face 1954, who was sort of the lucky team to get the bye. Second game, therefore, will be 1905 versus 1922, but that's all beside the point. Let's go and have a look at, I think it's 1905 versus 1933. Anyway, first game was 2012 versus 1922. Let's go see what happened. Leading off the 2012 Giants is Angel Pagan at center field. Batting second at second is Marco Scutario. At 3, catching is Buster Posey. Pablo Sandoval cleans up at third base. Hunter Pence in right field bats 5. Brandon Belt at first base bats 6. Gregor Blanco in left field bats 7. Brandon Crawford, the shortstop, bats 8. And Madison Bumgarner is the pitcher. And the 1922 New York Giants, it is Frankie Frisch leading things off at second base. Davey Brancroft at shortstop bats second. Casey Stengel in center field bats third. Irish Musal in left field is cleaning up. George Kelly at first base bats 5. Ross Youngs in right field bats 6. It is Frank Schneider, the catcher, at 7. Heine Groh at third base bats 8. And Jack Scott is on the mound. 3 on, 1 out, and Bumgarner walks in the opening run. Three on, 1 out, and Scott walks in a run to tie it up. None on, 2 out, and Blanco's inside the park home run makes it 2-1 for 2012. One on, 2 out, and Scott's RBI single ties it up once again. Two on, 1 out, Javier Lopez on the mound, and Kelly's RBI single makes it 3-2 for 1922. 1 on, 1 out, Claude Yennard on the mound, and Crawford grounds into a double play to win it for 1922. So 1922 squeaks past 2012. Now that puts 2012 in a good position to be the closest loser, of course. So both teams still very, very much alive as we go and see what happened when 1905 took on 1933. Leading off the 1905 Giants at third base, it's Art Devlin. Batting second in left field is Sam Mertes. It is Mike Donlin in center field batting 3. Dan McGann at first base cleans up. Roger Bresnahan catches at 5. Semi Strange at second base bats 6. Bill Darlin at shortstop bats 7. George Brown in right field bats 8. And Christy Mathewson is on the mound. And the 1993 New York Giants are led off by Bill Terry at first base. Kiddo Davis in center field bats second. Lefty O'Doul in right field batting right-handed. I cracked myself up. He bats 3. Mel Ott in right field cleans up. Johnny Vergas at third base is batting 5. Gus Mancuso at catcher is batting 6. Travis Jackson at shortstop bats 7. Huey Kritz at second base bats 8. And Carl Hubble is the pitcher. 1 on, 1 out, and Mathewson's RBI double makes it 1-0 for 1905. 1 on, 2 out, and Mertez's RBI single makes it 2-0. None on, none out, and Jackson's home run makes it 2-1. 1 on, 2 out, and Devlin's RBI single extends the lead to 3-1. Two on, 2 out, Claude Elliott on the mound, and O'Doul's RBI single makes it 3-2. 2 on, none out, Jack Savelson on the mound, and Brezahan's RBI single opens the lead to 4-2. None on, 1 out, and Mancusa's inside the park home run cuts the lead to 1. One on, 1 out, Hybel on the mound, and Mertez's RBI triple makes it 5-3. Two on, 2 out, Red Amez on the mound, and Ott strikes out to win it for 1905. So another close one, but unfortunately 1933 is therefore eliminated, having lost by 2. When, of course, 2012 just lost by 1. So that left us with semi-finals of 1905 versus 1922, and then 1954 versus 2012. So too many teams here, isn't there? So 1922 versus 1905 was the first semi-final. Let's go see who's going to be the first of our finalists. Leading off the 1922 Giants at second base is Frankie Fish. It is Dave Bancroft batting second at short. It is Casey Stengel in center field batting 3. Irish Musial in left field cleans up. George Kelly at first base bats 5. Ross Youngs in right field bats 6. Frank Snyder, the catcher, is 7. Heine Groh is the third baseman at 8. And it is Jack Scott on the mound. And for the 1905 Giants, it's Art Devlin leading things off at third base. Sam Mertez bats second in left field. Mike Donlan in center field bats 3. Dan McGann cleans up at first base. Roger Brezahan is catching at 5. It is Semi Strange at second base batting 6. Bill Darlin, he is short-stopping at 7. George Brown is right field at 8. And Christy Mathewson is on the mound. 2 on, none out, and Mertez drives in a run to make it 1-0 1905. 2 on, none out, and Donlan's RBI single makes it 2-0. 3 on, none out, and Brezenhand's sac fly makes it 3-0. 3 on, 1 out, and Darlin drives in a run to make it 4. 2 on, 2 out, Rosie Ryan on the mound, and McGann's 3-run home run makes it 7-0. 1 on, 1 out, Hugh McQuillan on the mound, and McGann inside the park home run makes it 9-0. None on, 1 out, and Brezenhand's home run makes it 10-0. One on, 1 out, and Kelly's 2-run home run gets 1922 on the board. None on, 2 out, Clint Bloom on the mound, and Devlin's home run makes it 11-2. 1 on, 2 out, Joe McGinty on the mound, and Young grounds out to end it and win it for 1905. So, not even close. Absolute domination by 1905. They do look a very, very good team. And for 1933 to get so close to them makes you wonder if maybe they were quite a good team as well. So that left us with the second semi-final now. Both these teams probably hoping to lose and not get on the end of a hiding. But it's 2012 versus 1954. Let's see who the other finalist is. Leading off the 2012 Giants is Gregor Blanco in left field. Marco Scataro at second, bats second. Pablo Sandoval at third, bats third. Hunter Pence in right field cleans up. Buster Posey catches at 5. Brandon Belt at first base, bats 6. Angel Pagan at center field is batting 7. Brendan Crawford at shortstop bats 8. And Madison Bumgartner is on the mound. And for the 1954 New York Giants, Monte Irvin in left field leads things off. Don Muller at right field bats second. Willie Mays in center field bats third. Bobby Hoffman, the catcher, is cleaning up. Hank Thompson at third base bats 5. Alvin Dark, the shortstop, bats 6. Whitey Lockman at first base bats 7. Davey Williams, the second baseman, bats 8. And Johnny Antonelli is on the mound. 2 on, 1 out, and Irvin's RBI single makes it 1-0, 1954. 1 on, none out, and Blanco's 2-run home run makes it 2-1 for the 2012 side. 1 on, none out, and Sandoval's RBI single makes it 3-1. None on, none out, Santiago Garcia on the mound, and Thompson's home run cuts the lead to 1. 2 on, 1 out, and pinch hitting Cat hits into a double play to end it and send 2012 to the final. So it's 1905 versus 2012, who just about deserved to win that one, I think. So let's have a look at our two finalists here. 1905 were the New York Giants. They went 105 and 48 in their regular season. 2012 San Francisco Giants went 94 and 68. So it's almost a battle for the Giants themselves. Is it New York or San Francisco to go through? If you're new, it's a one-off game. Modern era, we default to those sort of game strategies, and we disable any injuries with the World Series rosters, if available, being the rosters that are played with. So let's go and check out these rosters. So we can see them here with their season stats of their particular season. So the 1905 stats over here, 2012 I should say over here. If you want to have a bit of a longer look, obviously you can pause, zoom in, all that kind of stuff, so you can have a good long peruse. But we are going to go and check the starting lineups. And here they are. So leading off the 1905 New York Giants is Art Devlin at third base, Sam Mertes in left field bats second, Mike Donlin at center field bats 3, Dan McGann, the first baseman, cleans up, Roger Bresnahan, I think it's how you pronounce that one, is catching at 5, Sammy Strange, not fully strange, just Sammy, I crack myself up, I really do. He's batting 6 at second base. It's Bill Darlin at shortstop, batting 7. George Brown, right field, bats 8. And Christy Mathewson is the pitcher, although I think he's only been out once as a hitter in the two previous games. So he looked a very, very useful player. Over to 2012, and Gregor Blanco is leading things off in left field. Marco Scutario, I don't know if that's how you say that. He bats second at second. Buster Posey is batting 3 as catcher. Then we've got Sandoval at third base cleaning up. Hunter Pence in right field bats 5. Brandon Belt at first base bats 6. Angel Pagan in center field bats 7. Brandon Crawford is batting 8 at shortstop. And Madison Bumgarner, he is the pitcher for this one. Alright, so let's get to this. This is the final of the preliminary games. We will know all of the teams, all 32 teams that are going into the knockout round. Again, if you are new, the basic concept here is that every franchise, including the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Montreal Expos, are going to have a team. That leaves us with 16 American League teams, 16 National League teams. We are going to have a draw. It's like a March Madness style bracket, 16 on each side, and we will whittle it down to an all-time World Series, which I am very, very excited for. That draw will be next episode, which is Friday, and yeah, we'll just go from there then, which is going to be brilliant, as that should be caught out there in right field to end the top of the first. So nothing there for the 1905 side, and let's see what Gregor Blanco can do against Christy Mathewson. And like I say, he has been absolutely superb through the first 2 games. One thing I've got to do, and I say I'm going to do it every recording, I know, and then I always just forget. I get off here, and then I put the kids to bed, and then I just forget. But I've got to go and actually spend some time looking at the Baseball Hall of Fame and see, who are these players that are actually Hall of Famers, because if you're new to the channel, you will have probably picked up by now. I'm not a massive, that is very aggressively left. San Francisco very excited to see Buster Posey get a hit. So 2 out, 1 on for Sandoval. I'm very much a casual baseball fan. I enjoy it, but the history of the game, anything before, I'd almost go before 2000, I'm essentially useless of. Before that, sort of through the 90s, I think in Australia we got to watch the World Series at some ungodly hour. But yeah, other than that, I really am just a bit of a casual fan at best. So yeah, the history of the game and who's in the... I mean, I probably couldn't name you... I could probably guess a few, but I couldn't even tell you who's in the Hall of Fame outside, and I'd probably get even some of them wrong. I mean, I assume someone like Babe Ruth and all those sort of massive names historically, which any idiot could tell you are in the Hall of Fame, but outside of that, yeah, anyone from like the 70s or 80s, there might be 1 or 2 names that I've heard of that I would assume are in there, but that's about it, to be honest. So... yeah, this is just a great big learning exercise for me, so I'm having a great time. and I can't wait to to sort of keep learning. And any sort of history you want to give me in the comments is obviously very much welcome. It's one of those things, baseball. It's like, because I played T-ball as a kid, and then I think I was about 16, 17 when I sort of went over. All my mates were playing cricket, so I went over and played cricket. But yeah, I've always enjoyed it. It's just, I think it's a time zone thing as much as anything for me. Because I live in the UK now, which means sort of anything that is a late night game is... Then by late night, I mean like a 5 p.m. sort of first pitch on the East Coast is 10 p.m. here. And I struggle to even make it through the first inning at 10 o'clock at night these days. So, and then of course in Australia, it's the opposite problem, isn't it? Because the games are all on in the morning, and you're either, well, back then I would have been at school or, latterly at work. So, yeah, the time zone hasn't always been friendly, but when I lived in Canada, which was probably for 10 or 12 years, I could watch it, obviously, weekends and whatnot. And that is through. So a second hit. I got to say, I thought 1905 might run away with this a little bit. But no such luck as of yet. Not that it's luck, I don't particularly care who wins. But 1905 looked very, very good in their first two games. But suddenly we have 2-on-2 out. Buster Posey at the plate. He's 1 for 1. And he's going to... Oh, he's been nabbed. Nabbed at shortstop. And that'll do it. So we are scoreless through 3. And Mertes will lead things off. He is 0 for 1. A 1-2 pitch. And he's hit that into center field. It is going to be caught. Is it? Yes, I think it is. Superior defensive skills out there by... I think that's... It's not Pagan, I'm assuming. I'm assuming it's Pagan, but maybe it is Pagan. I'm really surprised, too, how many inside the park home runs there's been in this series. I think before I started doing this series as a YouTube series, I think I'd seen one in Out of the Park Baseball, and even before this Giants, I think in the series to date, again the YouTube series, we'd had maybe two, and then we've had at least 2 or 3 just as the Giants. So it's very surprising. Oh, I thought that was getting down the third base line, but it doesn't, and we are scoreless through 4.5. Or was that 3.5? Anyway, Sandoval will lead off the bottom of the 4th. A 1-0 pitch. And that is going to be caught out there in left field. I've got to say, I'm surprised, historically speaking, that Madison Bumgarner is so good. I think possibly I have a skewed idea of how obviously good he was, because this is 2012, so when I started playing Out of the Park Baseball, was it 2018? 2019, something like that. He would have been very much at the back end of his career, I imagine, because how old is he here? He's 23, so yeah, he'd still be around even now. 10 years on, yeah, he'd still be around, wouldn't he? 12, or it's more than 10 years now, it's 12 years, but he'd be at the sort of the back end of his career, so I'm obviously referencing the Bumgarner now, and I'm sure he's not as good as he obviously was here. So I remember this 2012 Giants side, I think they were really, really good, weren't they? There was that sort of that spell where the Giants had a really, really strong side and won a few World Series in a row, or sort of say 3 or 4 or something along those lines, 3 or 5 if I remember correctly. So the way that I would have done that is team with the best regular season record will be the one that I choose to represent that sort of dynasty period. So that's why I've gone with 2012, I'm sure. And if you do want to see, if you are a fan of another team or you're just discovering the series, if you go back to the playlist, pretty much every franchise we've gone through, 1 or 2. So, for example, the Blue Jays, I didn't bother playing off. Were they 91, 92 or 92, 93? I didn't bother playing those teams off against each other. Someone like, it's a nice throw, and the runner is done at second. So, Bumgarner now with 2 out, none on. And that'll be that. So we'll go to the 6th. It is still scoreless. We've had 3 hits and 1 error. It is Art Devlin to lead things off. He is 0 for 2 today. But yeah, if you go back through, you'll be able to find your team. Or at the end of this episode, we'll have a look at all the teams that have qualified, so you can see. That probably doesn't tell you, I guess, if they had a playoff, like a sort of a special playoff episode or not. But that's another error in the game. Mertes now. The tying run is at second, and it's a go-ahead run at second, and that will be the lead for 1905. So the error has cost the 2012 San Francisco Giants, and it is 1-0 to 1905 in the 6th, with a runner at second and none out, and Donlan coming up to bat. He's 1 for 1. They walk him. So 2 on, none out now for Dan McGann, which is a very satisfying name to say, and he hit 2 home runs in the semi-final, one of which was an inside the park, but that could be a double play. They just get the man at second there. So 2 on, runners at the corners with 1 out, and Bresnahan at the plate. He is 0 for 2. A 1-2 pitch. That will be a double play. Oh no. Did they get him at the plate? From the stretch, the short gobbles it up, fires home, he's out. So they did get him at the plate. There was surely a chance to get a double play there and end the inning. But anyway, Semi Strange slices one into right field, and that will end the inning. But we have a run. Finally, we have a run. And let's see if 2012 can go and nab it back now. Blanco will lead things off. He's 1 for 2. He crushed a home run in the semi-final. And he will ground out there, though. So that is 1 away. And in comes Scotaro. A 1-1 pitch. And that is grounded to the first baseman. Pitcher covers, but can't grab it. And it's a 3rd error in this game. It's the pressure of it, isn't it? They all know what's on the line here. Buster Posey. He strikes out. Runner goes for second, and I think got there, yes. So 2 out, tying run at second. Sandoval at the plate. He's 0 for 2. First pitch, Sandoval into center field. That will be caught. And we will go to the 7th. And 1905 still has the lead. Bill Darlin. He's 0 for 2. It's a 1-2 pitch. And he grounds it to the first baseman. And the first baseman does all the work himself to get the out. So 1 away. And Javier Lopez is the new man on the mound. George Brown will come up to the plate. He's 0 for 1. It is a 2-2 pitch. 1 away. And that will be 2 away as the second baseman has it. And in will come Christy Mathewson. It is a 2-2 pitch. It's a strikeout. And that'll do it for the top of the 7th. We will stretch. It's a 1-run game. All right, welcome back. Mathewson continues on the mound. Hunter Pence. I keep thinking, every time I see the name Hunter Pence, I wonder if it's, it just reminds me of, like, Mike Pence's son, but they're going to know if it's Hunter Biden, not Hunter Pence, but, yeah, just such a weird coincidence of a name, that one. Well, for all you fans of American politics, anyway. And that is, oh, I thought for a second, that's very well caught. I thought for a second it was going out into that sort of weird corner there, but wasn't quite that well hit. So 1 away, runner at second, and Pagan is at the plate. He is 0 for 2. The tying run is at second, and that'll get the tying run over to third, but it'll be 2 away. So this becomes a big at bat now. It is Crawford who is 0 for 2. A 2-1 pitch. And he has ground that to the second baseman, and that will do it. So we go to the 8th. It is still just a 1-run game. And Sergio Romo will be the new man on the mound. I was trying to remember while this 2012 team was playing, they had a really, really good closer with a massive beard at one point. And I remember I went to see the Giants play the Tigers at Comerica, and the Tigers got to him, so it must have been like the bottom of the 8th or 9th or something. I can't remember the exact. I'm assuming that was the inning, but he got taken out of the game. I remember he went into the dugout and he was belting his fist against the dugout. And it's just like, you idiot! You're gonna break your hand and be out for months. But yeah, he clearly had a bit of a temper on him. But here we go. So it's Ryan the Riot. Oh, I love Ryan the Riot. It's an 0-2 pitch. And Riot has popped that up into center field. And that'll be 1 away. It is Gregor Blanco coming back up. He is 1 for 3. First pitch swing. And that is a ground ball. And we'll be out at first. So that is 2 away in the bottom of the 8th. And it is Scatario coming up now. He is 0 for 2. A first pitch. And that is back to the pitcher. Should be an easy enough out at first. And we go to the 9th. It is still a 1-run game. Not one for those lovers of attacking baseball. Santiago Casilla will be the new man on the mound. He's going to face Dan McGann, who is 0 for 3. And it is an 0-2 pitch. And that is a strikeout for 1 away. In comes Brezahan now. He is 0 for 3. It's a 2-2 pitch. And that is a ground ball to the shortstop. Should be out. It is. So 2 away. And it is Sammy Strange, who is 0 for 3. It's a 1-0 pitch. Strange has hit it well. It's in the straight away center field, and it is gone. Sammy Strange. 416 feet, and it is almost, look at that, dead straight center field. It's probably a couple of feet over to the right. And that doubles the lead in the top of the ninth. So it is 2-0 now, and Bill Darlin, who is 0 for 3. It's a full count. And there's a strikeout that looked like it could maybe have been a walk, but we'll go to the bottom of the ninth. Mathewson will continue looking for the complete game shutout, and Buster Posey will lead things off. It's a 2-1 pitch. Buster is 1 for 3 tonight. And that is going to be 2 for 3, is it? Oh, no, it's a very good catch in right field. And that is 1 away. Pablo Sandoval is 0 for 3. It's a 2-0 pitch. And Sandoval hits it. Oh, it's going to be caught. Is it in center field? Another really, really good catch out there for 2 away. So they're down to their final out. It is Hunter Pence who is 1 for 3. Can Mathewson get the shutout? It would only be the second shutout of the series. It's not there yet. Hal Newhouser was a complete... Was he a shutout? Actually, now I'm doubting myself. Maybe we haven't had a shutout, and we're still not going to have one. Of course, that'll do it for Mathewson. Tying run at the plate. Claude Elliott comes onto the mound. Brandon Belt's at the plate. He's over 3. It's a 1-1 pitch. There's 2 out. There's a man at first. And that is going to drop in. Is the runner going to stay at second? Yes. So the go-ahead run now comes to the plate in the bottom of the ninth. It's Angel Pagan. He is 0 for 3. It's a 1-2 pitch. Oh, is it hit well enough? Is it hit well enough? Oh, it's not. It's right at the wall. And 1905 have won it. Oh, that was... What a finish. So there we go. The draw is complete. 1905, I think they might be a team to watch when we get to this draw. I think they look a very, very good team. Mathewson is clearly an absolute classic pitcher, and the bats are there. We didn't necessarily see them all in that game, but if you put 10 runs on a side, yeah, they're a decent team, I think. So if you've enjoyed that, thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. We've seen more or less everybody now, just obviously 1 or 2 exceptions of teams that only had one team to sort of put forward. So let me know in the comments, who do you think at this point is going to be our American and National League all-time champions to go to that World Series. And I'll see you next time as we draw the bracket. And that is going to be very, very exciting. Until then, guys, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.